We are back.
What it is.
We are back. Forecast Ordinary, episode 3. We know you've all been waiting. Here we are. So,
It's been a long time, people.
soak us up.
Long time, loads of views.
Not loads.
No views.
I did get some shit actually from my sister,
Oh, yeah.
amongst others,
Oh, wow.
talking about the shitty mic.
To be
You
expected.
might have heard a crackling sound on the first 2 episodes. Hopefully that's fixed for today. If not, I don't give a fuck.
If not, fuck you.
Yeah, and anyway, you know, Michael Jordan, did he start off with the best shit when he started playing?
Didn't have shit.
Nah. Muhammad Ali, did he have the best gloves?
Hell no.
Jesus Christ, was he in the Vatican, the best churches, giving his sermon on the Mount or lectures to kids,
Not a
disabled
chance.
kids? No. So, yeah, I don't have the best mic yet.
Make do with it.
But a few more likes, a few more subscribers, and you can pay for all that shit for me. Because this fucking clown ain't putting his hand in his pocket, let me tell you that, for nothing. Okay? So, yeah, and I'll be damned if I'm going to spend another red cent.
You will. You'll just go out and do it.
I will. No, it's fine. If it's shit
No one's
today,
putting up cash,
if it's
just
shit today after I
you'll
was
do it.
fiddling with the settings, then I'll buy another one for next
Right.
week. Yeah. So how was you left us at the end of episode 2? You were off for sushi. Apparently it was a special day in Japan. Everyone eats sushi on that day.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't actually know what the day was or
No.
is.
I think it's
I
just
just heard it's a sushi day, and I may have been blagged. I may have put my
I think
hand
you
in my
were,
pocket.
because I'm pretty sure in Japan every day is a sushi day.
Well, that it is.
So-
But, I mean, we don't mind sushi days. Sushi's good. I like sushi, but not when I'm paying. You know.
Well, that's rarely the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mario De Corrales, I hope I'm saying that right.
AKA Mazza,
Our first comment. Our
number
first-
one fan.
First subscription, yeah.
Big it up.
Our first subscription since making these podcasts. So, yeah, he commented on our first video. I'm going to read that out now because
Do
there's
it.
been some debate
it.
over this. You've caused some debate,
Mazza.
Mario. Okay, so I'll read you what Mario said. He said, funny. Not sure why you don't have more followers. Also have no idea how this popped up as a suggestion for me. WTF.
He's making good points already.
Anyway, boys, keep it up. Never give up. Okay, now this is where it goes south a little bit for me. If someone says to you, that was a waste of my time, complete boredom, not just boredom,
Yeah.
complete. Use it as fuel to make the next show even better. Your number one fan, see, you know, Mario De Corrales.
Is that sarcasm?
Well, yeah, immediately I thought this is...
You
this
know,
is-
immediately I actually thought that Mario is not Mario.
No, yeah, we were
There is
talking
no
about
Mario.
this earlier. He doesn't even believe Mario exists.
Nah, I don't. I can't.
I don't know why you'd make yourself up, Mario, but I've checked him out. He's got 2 accounts. They all seem legit. I'm in 2 minds. I looked at his subscriptions, and he had people like Carl Pilkington subscriptions to his stuff. Stephen Merchant, you know, all the greats.
So he's in with the big
So he's
players.
lumped us in with them. Oh, that's the way I like to
Rightfully.
because you're a bit of you're sort of like my Carl Pilkington.
Well, I'm a bit of a Ricky, you know what I mean?
You're
I'm the one
definitely
who's,
not.
you know, behind the scenes doing all the...
You should be
know.
behind the scenes. I should sit you behind that fucking camera
Well, mate.
with that face.
Well, that isn't going to happen.
No, but seriously, I thought, I think. Well, actually, I don't know what to think. I go back and forward, and Mario, we need some confirmation here. Was this a wind-up? Was this a joke? Are you taking the piss? I don't care if you are. You
Is
subscribe.
Has he, just this is another twist on it, does he actually have a humour like ours? Where he's actually double You know, not
Oh, yeah.
sarcastic, but he's actually joking along the lines of how we joke.
Yeah, there's no doubt
know,
about it.
it's-
He's
Is he taking the piss? Mazza, are you taking the piss?
I don't care if he is taking the piss because he's subscribed
Well,
and
he
I
can
think
quickly unsubscribe.
no, don't unsubscribe.
No,
Mario.
don't, Mazza, no.
Whether
no.
you like us or not. In fact, it's almost better if you don't. But you know, it's similar to what I've done with this guy in life. For 20 years, I've subscribed to him. You know what I mean? And it's been nothing more than me taking the piss day in, day out. You know, I get something from it. I get that comedy. So if you want to watch us and you think this guy's an idiot and you get laughs out of me mocking him, then you do.
But don't forget, Mario.
I'm all for it, Mario.
The reason we're here is because of me, Mario. So,
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, get back at us. Show me that you're real, Mazza.
Yeah, you were talking about we could even call him.
Yeah, so what I was thinking was, like, if Mazza is real, we could have a little, a little phone call going and have maybe Mazza on
And then, Mario,
as one of these.
There'd be the two of us taking the piss, you know? So and then
What
it
more
really
could you want?
really would be like you know, I'll let you be Ricky, Mario. You're Ricky, I'm Steve. Carl.
You know, I'd love to see... Well, no. I would love to see what Mazza would come up with in that situation, you know, what sort of... Because I'm really keen on the humour that he's got. 'Cause
Yeah,
at the
Mario.
minute, it sounds like a bit of a sarcastic
We'll-
joke, a bit stalkery. You know, we'll
We'll
leave it at
call
that,
you
but-
up. Actually, you call us up. Because it doesn't need to cost us anything. And you know, you look a bit old and you're probably
Yeah.
making some cash. So you call us up and, you know,
Got pennies.
ask him anything you want. Give him a scenario.
Ask
He's
us
dumb as
both.
fuck.
Ask
He-
us
he's
both
dumb
what
as
you
fuck,
want. You
mate.
saw episode 2.
You can ask me anything.
This dumb cunt, he probably doesn't even know what
Me and
words
Mario
he's
will.
saying.
Me and Mario will have a good. We'll have like an adult conversation about.
So
life and-
wait a second. Mario is from America, right?
It looks like that. His videos. It looks like he's put videos
Hmm.
up of his kids. They have American accents. I can
Right.
only assume he's
Then-
living large in the US of A.
Yeah, this is what I want to know, Mario. I'd love to know what he does, you know, for a job and that, you know. What sort of a person is Mario?
You just like another friend, wouldn't you?
Yeah. No. I
a
just
shame
want to
for
talk to people, you know.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
friendly guy. As long as you are white, Mario, we can talk.
But yeah, I was expecting another
Yeah.
someone from the UK.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least
definitely.
to be, you know, one of the first to like.
But
In
to
fact, I
get
wasn't
us-
expecting. Certainly not a subscription.
I was expecting, because look at this.
No, I'm kidding. I was expecting. In fact, I'm disappointed that we've only had one. If I'm honest.
well, for now
A pair of legends like us, and
And Mario doesn't even know what he stumbled across on.
you've stumbled across
You'll be able to say,
gold.
oh, those two, yeah, I knew them. I knew the white one that was handsome and the off-colour one that was like, you know, not good and stuff, you know, the dumb one. Don't worry about it, Mario. We've got you in the future. We'll take you with us. I
Yeah.
take this guy. I take you too, Mario. You know
You're
what I mean?
you're here at the start with us,
That's the one.
you know, and I'll
Another one. That's it.
so congratulations, Mario.
Yeah,
You've,
good call, Mario. You made the right choice.
Yeah, your stock just went up.
And with your second YouTube channel, if you could subscribe again.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mario.
You
Thank
only
you,
liked
Mario.
us with one. Use two.
Yeah, I don't understand.
So anyway, let's get back
Yeah.
to what we're all
Crack
here for.
on, crack
to hear
on.
me take the piss out of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did give you a little bit last time, so it's all right. You can do your thing today.
Yeah, and sorry, just carrying on. But yeah, I know this isn't maybe the most professional now, or we should edit more shit out probably. But this is, you know, those people that are with us from the start. Well, you'll get really nothing out of it.
You'll get shit all.
You'll get shit all.
Shit
Is right.
all out of it.
But you know, you can say you were
Don't know where
here.
that's going. Some
You-
like positive speech or some bullshit. You ain't getting nothing. You're not getting anything. If you come here, you're not getting anything.
You just get to be, you know, first in the queue.
Yeah.
For any any shit we want to sell you in the
Any
future,
shit
like
that we want to talk about you.
yeah.
That's it, basically, because we will, you know.
But anyone who comments, we'll
We'll give you a shout out.
we'll try our best, you know,
Yeah.
because I mean, to keep on top of all the comments and reply to them.
Flooding in, mate. Yeah.
So we'll do that. You got any questions for either of us? We'll answer anything. We'll talk about anything. Honestly, because we've got fuck all else to talk about. Because
as you'll see,
I tried to, you know, pull a couple of questions off the internet for him or some talking points. He, as you
I
can
bring
see,
in the face.
nothing to the table.
Because
quite
I don't
literally.
need it. I make
No,
this stuff up because I'm a funny character.
You are a
on
funny
the get-go.
character.
Do you know what I mean? I just bring this to the
Your face
table.
is hilarious. So yeah, okay. Well, since you've got nothing, let's go to something I've prepared.
It's getting quite cold in here.
Again,
Yeah,
it's winter here in Japan.
it's winter and it's freezing.
Okay, let me see.
I'm keen to see what you've got today.
Okay, well,
Keen to get on, you know, keen to crack on.
okay,
have a laugh.
an easy question to start with. Just
Another day of cleaning toilets. Yeah, no, go on.
who's the messiest person you know? For me, it's you.
Well, that's
Not messy, like unclean, and a little bit messy.
Well, I don't know what would make you think that, but
The smell.
right.
and I know, and people are
nice.
probably looking at me saying, "Look, you've worn the same outfit for every podcast so far."
Every day.
But there are plenty of days in between. We're not filming these 3 days in a row, and also it's fucking cold, and this is what I work out in. And fuck you, it's none of your business.
Clearly
And anyway, get back.
doesn't work out.
Yeah.
So yeah, what was the question again? Can you tell me again?
Who's the
Sorry,
messy?
I'm just
Who's the
battling frostbite here.
Who's the messiest person you know?
It's, I mean,
So I remember
not
you,
an unclean way of putting it, but if I think about an unmessy person, like untidy or
Yeah.
just unorganised, probably a guy at work. You know,
I think I know the one you mean.
yeah, just non-stop mess everywhere. Everyone else is cleaning the shit out of everything. Yeah, whatever. That's the guy, I guess.
What's a body part
Mm.
that you wouldn't mind losing? Not replacing. I know you're going to say dick, but I mean losing completely.
I would.
You've always wanted
I'd
a bigger
not-
dick, haven't you?
Nah, not me, mate, not me. I would take off a toe.
Right.
Yeah. Because
You wouldn't mind losing a toe.
No, I wouldn't mind.
Which
losing
toe
a
would you choose?
Little toe.
Little toe.
Little toe, left foot. To be.
Very specific.
Yeah, to be specific. Yeah. How about you? What would you lose?
I'd rather not lose any body part.
There we go.
Okay. What problem or situation did TV or movies make you think would be common, but when you grew up you found it wasn't? I know that's not an easy one to get
The
to grips
hell
with
kind
immediately.
of question is that?
So was there any, when you were watching TV as a kid, perhaps you thought life would be this way, or you thought this was how it is, and then you found out, no, it's not all. And this has gone blurry again.
Yeah, ours has gone a little bit hazy.
Shall I get up and do
unfortunately.
that while you think about?
Yeah, just sort it out. Get it focused in. It could be from movement, just any slight movement that just. What it is a shit camera. Other way. Can it focus anymore? That's it. That's the one. Oof. Oh God. I still don't even know how to. I mean, I could go to very basic things like going to college or something, because I didn't expect to be chasing blacks around the college. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, moving on.
Yep.
So, what quote or saying do people spout that you think is complete bullshit? For example, I hear the one, love means never having to say you're sorry. Stuff like that. For you,
Really heard
you
that one
probably you probably
Never
apply
really
that
heard that.
to every relationship. Okay, well, you know, is there anything you hear people say? Because going back to that guy at work, actually, he does talk a lot of shit.
So sometimes I don't know if it's really a saying, but if I say good morning to someone,
Yeah.
someone that, I don't know, maybe a bit of a dickhead would say it as a return, but they would say something like that's what you think, or something like that. That's what you... No, it's not like that. It's something else. I'm just forgetting what it is. But it sounds like that.
Right. Comedy gold. What's something your brain tries to make you do, but you have to will yourself not to do it? You know, so like...
Well...
no, we should talk about that, because you're on a... What's it called?
No, I mean...
No... What's the name of it? No masturbation program or something. What's the name? It's like
it's called NoFap.
NoFap, right?
Yeah, NoFap.
So, and what? Okay, tell me about that, because you did try to sell me.
I didn't even know what it was, right?
How did you stumble across it?
I'll get to it. I'll get to it, right? So basically,
you were fapping.
You know when like you've got a few minutes. you've got an hour free, let's say, and you feel like you just need to bang something out, right?
Fap one out.
Yeah, you need to bang one out. So anyway, you do, and then you instantly regret it, and you feel shit. And so, so anyway, I was sick of that happening, so I basically just didn't bang one out. And then I became more happy and more cheerful. I became more positive, and I don't know where it came up or what the deal was. Maybe I was looking through loads of videos on YouTube.
Pornographic.
Yeah, and then it came up like on YouTube, something about NoFap, and I was like, what the hell is that? And then obviously when I watched it, I quickly figured out that these people are actually out there that are not banging one out, like
not touching themselves.
Not touching themselves.
In every spare minute they have.
And there's like some rabid dog just constantly at it or something. Rat bag, like. But so yeah, there's a lot of people, there's a following for it, and there's a lot of people out there that are not banging one out, not bashing off, and they haven't for like a year. I don't know whether that's true, but they're saying that they haven't, and they feel a lot better and all the rest of it. And then by habit, I just didn't bang one out anyway, so gave up the bang, and now the mood is a lot better, and so I mean I don't really fight it anymore, but I guess that could be related to one of your little thing.
You said after you did it, you felt like shit afterwards.
Yeah, well, you always think like like I mean if you
I
go
wish
in
I
for
had
it,
a bigger,
if you go in for it,
a
and it's
bigger
like,
cock, or
no, because that I've never thought like that.
Really?
I mean, but when you go in at it, and then it's like, it's all great, but then as soon as it's finished, you're like, depressed. I want to do it again. No, it's just depression, and then, I mean, it's true. NoFap really does exist, so that's me, a NoFapper.
Great.
No fappily fap.
If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question,
yep,
what question would you ask?
Am I going to hell?
Right. What a fucking waste of a question. Because
am I going to hell? Yeah.
In all the time we've known each other, you've never shown that you have any belief whatsoever in the Bible or hell or heaven. So I'm assuming that's bollocks. What you just said.
It's not actually, my answer wouldn't be that. It would be more, is there an afterlife? That's what I'd like to know.
Is there an afterlife?
Because I've got family I'd love to see, and if I could, then
Okay. What ridiculous thing has someone tricked you into doing or believing? And I've got a feeling my name will come up in this one. There's been a few. I've tricked you a few times.
So okay then, this one sort of stands out to me, and we haven't really talked about it. You don't quite know about this, but it does get to me sometimes when I think about it. And this was about 3 years ago, right? I had a nice stable job. I was living.
Is that one of the jobs I got you?
Nah, this was someone else got me this job. But no. I was living. I had a bit of money in the bank. My interests are cars, so I had a nice car that I was happy with, and my job was so.
You had a nice car. What was the car? Porsche,
it was
Lamborghini,
some Skyline GTR. So I mean that's cool for me because I like that kind of car.
Okay.
But yeah, everything was going great, and then this dickhead says to me, "Oh, there's a job over here in Nagoya as a manager. This is a good chance, but we really need you to come and move all of your shit and move into the city, which is an hour away from where you live at the minute."
So there you go. I set him up with a position that
it
gets did
better,
not
it gets
deserve.
better, it gets better.
Management.
Now it gets
Courtesy
better.
of?
Yeah, you did. And who got you the job in that place in the beginning?
Carry on.
This motherfucker. Now, anyway,
Biggest
this guy,
regret of my life.
for me too. This guy
That's
says
why
to
I
me,
brought you back.
right. This guy says to me, yeah, there's a new school opening.
Shouldn't have said school.
There's a new opening. So you could be a manager, and we need you to move all of your shit away from your happy life and come to the city. And so I did. Immediately regretted it because ain't no one managing shit up in there. There
I
was.
seem to remember me managing everything.
I'm pretty sure
You
that
swanning around with
unfortunately,
the management title.
not quite. Unfortunately, the real manager was still there, eating all day at a desk outside of my room,
What job
where
are
she
we talking?
remained
Oh.
every day.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
no,
and
no.
her
No,
real-
that was your building because she had to
in
keep
mine-
tabs on you.
No, she had to
But
keep tabs.
my two
on-
buildings,
It was a new school. There was
they
crazy
ran
kids.
flawlessly without any
Well, when you've got
interruptions from-
someone doing it for you, it's all great. But
Amazing.
when I was there,
It was great for all those under me.
no one. It was a new school, new place.
Yeah.
It was a new school. So anyway, it was a new school,
We-
and
Yeah, we ran a couple of universities for a while.
yeah, it was mainly me. But it was a new place that was opening, and the real boss had to stay around because new people were coming every day, and there were new students.
And the new
and
manager
she
didn't
just
have a fucking clue what he was
No,
doing.
but she just lived like 1 minute away from that place, unfortunately. So she was just always there. You know, her usual day would be go to the gym in the morning and then swandle over, eat something.
She went to the gym every day. Sounds like a bit of a looker.
Yeah, maybe some.
Definitely not.
Maybe some people
Definitely
might
not. But she
think
did have
like
her
that.
eye on you.
Don't they all? But anyway,
Well, all the old ones. The Cougars. The Cougars
all
out
of them,
there.
all of them. Yeah, so she was always there. That was just instant regret. I was like, why the hell did I give up a job that was perfectly fine, that paid me similar
For far less
but
hours.
less hours? You know, we're talking almost part-time compared to this shit. And then I get screwed over like that. So that would be the answer to that question.
Okay. What's the most useless talent you have? And I've got one in mind for you. He thinks he can read people, and he knows whether or not they're lying or he's being lied to. And I think that's bollocks.
I can always
People always lie to
I
him.
can always understand people. That's one of my interests, one of my keen interests. I like to understand people. Like I think Mario Mazza lives in California. And I think Mazza works for FedEx.
Right. And
Or
what's
is
this,
a delivery man of some
What's this
sort.
based on?
Just you know, just a hunch.
Okay, so there you have
So
it.
there you
We-
go,
we
Mario.
will
Get back to us on
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and we'll see if I'm right. I'm sure that I'm right on California, but maybe not the delivery. I don't know. It's just a hunch. But anyway, yeah, that's my main talent. I love it.
Okay. If there was a gag reel of your life, what would be on it? What videos would be playing? What moments in your life that people would just laugh at? And I mean, most of it, you know. I mean,
Just every day of it. Just.
but it is true. I laugh at something in your life at least once
maybe,
or twice a day.
Yeah,
honestly.
well,
Some of the things that we'll eventually get to talking about in his
future.
life are
I mean, what? How? Where do you want me to
Hilarious.
go with that? Like, do you want me to go into the past?
just when
and
things
say
have been
something, or-
embarrassing, and you can imagine me being there watching. You'd know I'd get a laugh out of that, you know, because this is the thing with us. Even when we have shit situations, we appreciate the comedy behind it.
Okay, so
And
and,
then-
okay, I've got one, and it
Okay.
involves this dickhead again. Now, there's a lot that involves this dickhead because 20 years is a long time, and
It is.
we do a lot, like gymming together. We, working in the same place every day, all the rest of it, share same interests. But anyway, this was about how long was it? 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Okay.
I came in from England and got a job at the same place as this guy. Another hell job.
No
Another
thanks
hell.
necessary.
Another hell job. So far, actually, all the jobs that you've got me and that I've got you have turned absolutely sour.
You're underqualified, mate. You're lucky to have a job. You're
not
lucky.
sure
You're
about
not.
that,
You're
mate.
lucky. You're not cleaning out the shitters for a living. I mean, you are sometimes.
Well,
In
more
fact,
than
four
others.
times,
More than
four
others,
times a
let's
week.
say that. Someone's
Four
having.
times a
In
week.
fact, I'm going to fix that when I get back because someone's having a joke.
He
about
won't
that.
fix it. He'll end up with 5. So,
Right, well,
but yeah,
yeah.
anyway, that you'd be a cleaner basically because that's all you're good for. And
Well-
people like me, lie to others and get you these opportunities.
Lie to. There you go. Just
Like the management job. I
lie,
say,
yeah.
look, he's capable. He's a hard worker. He can do it. She had to move her office outside your door.
Well, that was because she wanted a piece of this. That's why that was. So, anyway, back to the original story.
8 years ago, yeah.
It was another job, same place as this idiot, and
Oh yeah.
basically, it was one of them times where you haven't told any lies. You're being totally straight, totally truthful, but some little bastard is just chipping away in the corner at you, like just carving at you.
That's not me you're talking about.
No,
No.
but that person did do it to you too, which was funny because it got returned. So yeah, some little cunt is chipping away at you like a rat, and then because at that time I didn't have any way of speaking back and
Well, you were
using
you were,
their language basically,
Yeah, you were
so I couldn't
a coward.
give my point. That is one thing that I am not. Couldn't give my point back, and so then it was something like I was doing my job and there was other people in there that were very bitchy people, and you were lucky because you didn't have any of those people in your class, your job at the time.
I'm not sure which job you're talking about. Can you give me any hints?
It was in Kyoto.
Ah, that one, really?
So you had a nice little setup in your room
Right. Oh yeah. Okay.
with the older
Oh, you're talking about you had
five.
an assistant.
I
got
had
him-
two. I had two.
I got
assistants.
him
You didn't
2
get me shit.
assistants.
You didn't get me shit. I walked in there.
I
and
didn't
got
even
thrown,
have 2 assistants.
Someone said
I had like 14
someone
staff
said,
under me, but
let's.
not direct.
No, I'm fairly sure it wasn't like that. You were definitely under someone, and somebody, the manager of that place, the old woman, threw me 2 bitches, right? And these were just little grimy, little ratty people that just hated everything and hated the job. And then as soon as you walk in there, immediately they just hate on you. Like,
Wasn't it just they
eh.
hated you? Isn't that what?
They hated everyone.
Really?
Everyone that came in, they used to moan about the manager, the boss, the owner.
Yeah, no one moaned
Owning
about. They
about
liked me.
everyone.
I used to get gifts and
Well, it's all
messages
good when
of
you don't
thanks
have to
for-
work with them and
thanks
you're
for
just
running the
chilling in
place.
your little room with 6 kids, and then I've got 20 all go "Meow," flying around pissing on you and shit. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. And then when that's all day, those little bitches
The
just
kids,
nag
or-
at you. All of them. They all just nag at you and jump on you and just take you down. So they did do that, and then obviously there was one idiot there who was the supposed manager, little rat bag, and that guy. I don't know what his problem was. I don't even remember how it got
was something
let's
to
get
do
this
with
guy out or
one of
something.
your assistants, I think. He liked her or something. This guy was married. He liked her.
Really?
And you took the piss or something, or you let her know. I can't remember. It was something like that. And then he didn't like it, so he changed it to. There was something involving her husband. He started telling. He was a friend with her husband as well. This is what a dog he was. He was friends with the husband, and he was telling him or her something about be careful of you, and he turned it all around. There was something like that. I can't remember the detail.
That makes me rage because
But it's right though.
I don't
knew
even
it.
remember that.
No, you
I
don't
don't
remember,
remember it now.
but it was something like that. So he was into this girl. He's friends with the girl's husband, and
this is
when
not me, by the way.
No,
This
not
is
you. The guy, and
The
then
manager, yeah, your manager, yeah.
the manager, and
Your-
then
your boss.
and he was more like a.
He was
partner.
above you, you know.
And then somehow, yeah, and it was something like that. And you made jokes about it, and you mentioned something to her, but because she got defensive, like you,
It does ring
He
a
said,
bell.
"No,
It
we're
does
just
ring a
friends.
bell,
This
yeah.
guy's saying these
Does
things."
ring a
Yeah,
bell.
it wasn't you. It wasn't. He wasn't saying you liked her. He turned it into, you're stirring up trouble because basically, she rejected him. She said, "No, I would never have any of that." And he
Right.
and he immediately said, "No, there wasn't any of that. There was, this guy's."
So
making
then
it. I can't
maybe
remember.
the owner got wind of that or
Yeah,
something
but
and
then
decided
after
to-
that he started talking all sorts of shit to the owner about both of us, because then he got paranoid that I was because we were friends. I was, we were out to get him or what? I don't know I don't even know what we're talking about, to be honest. But yeah. So anyway, we were fired from there.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is? I asked someone to call on my behalf at that time after I'd explained everything to this person.
Oh,
they
yeah.
called this
Yeah.
owner and she was like, "Oh, really? I can't apologise enough for the problems that
Yeah,
you've-
because of the
you've had."
language
And-
difference.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
this was a Japanese
my point
person.
finally got
At that
across.
time, we couldn't speak
Yeah,
Japanese.
you
He
still
can't.
My my point was finally across, and this owner was like, "Oh, I can't believe this is going on. I'm so sorry," and all the rest of it. 10 minutes later, the bitch calls back, and she's like, "This can't go on anymore. I've spoken, and I've heard it all even more now." And it was that guy,
Yeah, he
the
was in
little
her ear,
boss.
so he had time to.
So
yeah.
he
Anyway, she
quickly
was
changed it
hey,
then.
She was a moron.
They all were fucking morons.
So
And I'd like to find that one,
yeah, well, he's
that little
easy,
boss.
Easy.
I'd love
oh,
to find that little rat, because I don't know about anything where that little rat's gone. But he was a total rat, and things should have been different at the time. They weren't. But because when you're coming into the country for the first time, and you think that everything is so important, but it's just a shitty job. A shitty job with shitty people, and you can just any second just say fuck off and just.
But as it turned out, they said that. And what were her parting words?
That's the point. That's the point that I'm getting to. That is exactly what I'm getting to on your question, right? And
Okay.
this crazy
I can't even
crackhead,
remember the question.
this crackhead bitch came to me and said, "Think." That's what she said to me. Next time, think. That was her parting ways to me
Think,
as
James.
I go out the door. Think. Next time, think. and I didn't think. I didn't even realise what was said until I'd walked out, because I was like, "Oh, get the hell out of here as quickly as I can." That's all good. But then it hit me after, and I was like, "What? What the fucking hell is she talking about?"
I wangled myself 3 months extra salary.
That's not what I heard. I heard you later that hour got kicked out.
No,
on your rat.
No, what happened was I was actually I make it sounds good getting 3 months salary, but actually
No
I was
one got
locked in.
month's salary.
I was locked into a 3-year contract, and now knowing the law here, etc., I could have been entitled to all of that for her breaking that contract with no grounds. But anyway, I got 3 months' salary. Did you get anything? Did you get the
I didn't
salary
get
you were owed?
shit, because the thing is, I'd worked there only about 3 weeks, and that was it. And I was fucking out. Do you know what I mean? Going in there all full of
And do you know what's
smiles, like,
funny?
yeah, kids,
Yeah,
fucking
no,
out,
not only
kids.
that, you came
out
there.
3 weeks later.
You came,
Fucking
do you
hell.
remember? You
Jesus
came there,
Christ.
and I thought me again. I thought it would be a nice idea that when you came there that first week, you take the owner and the manager out to dinner. Do you remember that? You
Never.
paid. You did. You took us to a restaurant. You paid for the owner, the manager, and me for dinner.
No, I've
and then
never done
2
that.
weeks later, you did.
No,
it was
no,
one
I
of the
paid
very.
for you.
No, it
That
was
was
one
my
of.
thank you. I was
No,
like,
you
oh, thanks
did.
for getting the job.
No,
or
no,
whatever.
no.
And then
We
I
were-
took you and your wife, and then we went to
No,
eat
that's
pizza.
another one.
We ate
Maybe.
pizza
Yeah, but
in-
I'm
in-
talking. No, we went to a little restaurant. It was dark. There was a window. It was like a almost a half basement
I have
level thing.
never
You
been out
definitely
with that
did.
woman. No, this is on my mother's life.
No.
I've never been
No.
out with her, you, and whoever it was. I've
You did.
never.
And this is what happened after that. We were laughing about it because you spunked on dinner, and then literally a couple of weeks later you're out the door.
Nope. I know we've always
It did
laughed at it.
happen.
Me
It
go,
did. That was 100%.
me spunking on dinners for us.
No,
And,
this was
and then getting out the door 2 weeks
this
later.
was Simon. We can say his name.
Nope.
And the owner, I can't remember her name.
Mariko or something. I don't know.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
something
Well,
like that.
you bought dinner right at the beginning to say thank you, and it was like a big thing, and then on your
Nah,
rat,
mate, no
and you
way.
didn't even get any salary, did you? Did they even pay you?
Yeah, she paid me for those 3 weeks, but I didn't pay nothing for no dinners, and that is a
You
problem.
definitely did.
No way. You must be like confused.
So
with
you can't
another
remember
guy?
any time you took out me, a manager, and an owner for dinner.
No way.
And I remember it because he never pays for shit all. Okay, so this is one of the very rare occasions I'll say no. This time he did.
Well, that's surprising because
You've
it never
just
happened.
forgotten.
It never fucking happened. Tell you what, though,
It
there
did
was
happen.
another guy with the same name as me that worked there. He was from New Zealand.
No,
Maybe it was
not
that
him.
guy.
Not him. He didn't pay for shit.
Well, I definitely didn't pay for any of that, mate.
You did.
That's,
You
that's
did.
crazy.
It was
that
right.
you've come up with that,
It was
'cause
at the
that
beginning.
Never would
you did.
happen.
I
I'm
know.
never going to
That's
say.
yeah,
Look,
I know.
yeah,
That's the thing I would
I
do.
already know you're a snake, and you're a lazy cunt that does fuck all. Let's go to dinner on my dime.
No, it was
I would
when
not.
you had just got the job, you had just moved over, they helped you get an apartment. Before you'd even basically started work, you took them out for dinner. It was before you didn't know them.
Nah, I didn't do that, mate. That's
What a twat.
You know I didn't.
I
That's-
know
that's
you did.
messed
Why would
up,
I
mate.
say it? When have I ever
I
on
honestly
here...
don't know why you're saying it as well, because that's not me.
When have I
would never do
ever,
that for
when
those
have I ever
people.
on here given, or any time, given you a compliment? And that is a compliment. You
Well, it
paid for
shouldn't be
dinner.
because I haven't been anywhere with anyone for dinner.
Well,
Literally, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
there's nothing more we can say to that, but
Yeah. Except it didn't fucking happen.
it did. Okay,
Moving on.
you run into a person
Mm.
who recently defriended you on Facebook. Okay, so you're on Facebook and you notice, hey, this guy's defriended me. You haven't fallen out, you haven't had any crossed words, and then you see him in the street, and you notice each other. What do you say? Do you ask him, what's up, or
I would probably just go up to them as normal and say, all right, how's it going? And that's it, yeah. I wouldn't change anything about it.
you wouldn't think it's weird someone defriending you on Facebook?
I wouldn't notice, probably. I don't know.
No, but you did. You have noticed. The question was, if you noticed, what would you?
But then I say I don't notice.
Right. Okay.
No, I don't notice then. If you notice.
Okay,
I
then
don't
so you
notice.
go up to him and you say, "Hey, how are you?" And he goes, and you notice he's being cagey. He's like, he doesn't want to speak. He's trying to edge away. What?
I'd just say
do you
what's
pre-
up.
Then you realise there is
Yeah, then
something.
if that's the issue, I'd say what's up.
and
Because I usually pretty straight up.
and he's
like
just
that,
doing this. He's just like
Just-
side eyeing you and trying to look past you and just talk to.
I'll
him.
say I'm here. I'm right here, mate. And then as he's moving around, I'll be going round.
And then he goes like this: "Get the message, mate. You've been defriended.
Yeah.
Now fuck off."
I'll say I'll fucking add you again as soon as I get home, mate, just out of spite. How dare you talk like that to me? And look around me like I ain't there. I'm following you. Where you want to go? I'll go where you go.
Right.
You want to go to the store? I'll go to the store. So what's your problem?
Okay. Just all right. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. This was what I was thinking about the other day. Imagine you're it's for a game show or something.
Right.
Okay, you're going to be stranded on a desert island. Okay, and you can choose one item to take with you. No electronics, nothing that's too big to fit in the raft that you're going to be, you're going to paddle off in. Yeah. So first, which item would you choose to take with you to that desert island? Remember, you have to survive on this island. There's nothing when you get there. You're not even any clothes.
So can I just ask,
You're naked.
on this desert island, what
Completely
is there?
naked.
What is there? Is there?
There's you naked,
right.
and there's beaches.
Whale of a time.
Beaches.
No
Beaches all the way around.
fap into effect. Clearly on that, isn't it? That's the answer to your question. Let's see the brain fight that one. Running across naked. Running all over the
Beaches
place.
all the way around.
Beaches all
It's
the
an
way
island.
around. Yeah. All the
And
way
there's
around.
like jungle in the middle. At the centre of the island, there's jungle. There's cliffs
Yeah,
and
always. Yeah.
some mountainous areas. It's big. It's a big island.
Well, it is
So
very
you've
big.
got to choose one item to take with you that's going to aid in your survival. And you're being watched live 24/7 on TV. You can't see the cameras. They're like
Live
satellite.
naked,
You're live naked.
Fapping around.
But you've agreed to all of
All
this.
the beaches. Fapping on all the beaches. A fat
So-
here and a fat there.
Okay, so it's a game show. You win a prize if you
You're a
survive.
fap there, a fap everywhere. A
You-
fap.
You
Yeah, go
die
on, yeah.
if you don't. So what?
I would take a knife, little pocket Swiss knife thing. Something that I could work with.
Okay. Do you think a pocket knife is the best?
Well, you
tool?
never know what you wait. You never know what's waiting for you on that one of many beaches.
What do you mean? What's waiting for you? You mean like something dangerous, an animal?
Yeah, something that could.
So you're gonna pull out your pocket and just wait a minute, lion. I'm gonna pull out my.
Well, I mean, what are they going to say if I say I'll take a machete? Is
You
that
can
going to
have
be
it.
allowed?
it's yeah.
And is it?
They'll say top answer.
I'll
can-
keep
as long
to
as
my
it-
little knife.
Okay,
Keep to my little
right.
pocket knife.
You do that. As long as it fits in the raft, you can take it. Okay, so
Right.
you've got a pocket knife, multi-tool.
Yeah,
Um,
that's one of them. Yeah, the old
Swiss
Swiss
Army.
bollocks. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
Little fucking
So
Edward
you
Scissorhands.
you pull up
Yeah.
you pull up on the beach and the
On
raft
one of the
raft
beaches, yeah.
disappears.
Instantly, instantly floats off. See you later, you naked fuck.
Yeah. Okay. So
Don't fap in me again. Yeah, all right, it's gone. Yeah. Don't fapping
Okay.
around. Yeah.
So you're on the beach. So now it's daytime. What's the first priority for you? Like what do you do? I mean,
first
like if you were
very
there, you've
quick-
got to survive.
Yeah.
Okay? Even whether it's a game show or not, this is your life.
The first very, very, quick observation I'd have to make is, can I see how far the tide comes in?
Okay. So
That's
you're
the
gonna
first
have
thing
to
that I'm
wait.
just going to look at, right? I mean, I don't need to look because I could just see. It's all going to be...
Well, you can't see. It's a dry beach.
Yeah, but usually you can see how far it goes from where the plantation starts and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm
it's
not
darker
sure.
up until a certain point.
I'm not sure about the darker, but I'm not sure you
Right.
can always tell how far the tide comes in. I think that can be.
I mean, maybe you can have an idea. That's what I'd look at first.
Okay, you've got no idea.
Right,
Okay,
okay.
so you can choose to wait around for a good, several hours and
Yep.
see for sure where that tide comes in. Let's say
So I arrive in the morning, let's say.
you're gonna. That's something you're gonna see anyway in time. So you can just sit on your arse fapping and waiting, or you can move.
Fap around
And
on,
do-
yeah,
do
on one of
something.
the many beaches that there are to offer. Yeah.
Okay. So
Um,
time is of the essence.
Off a
You're-
cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess then the first thing that I would do of any real importance to me is I would have to dig in like an SOS thing or something on the beach. Of course, the part where the tide doesn't come to,
But
or
you
where
don't
I
know-
think it doesn't come
okay,
to.
so you think
just
the
going on
tide-
instinct there.
You think the tide will only come to this point.
Yeah,
You go
so then
beyond
I
that.
put it after, yeah.
You take out your Swiss Army and you carve into the sand.
No, I'd probably use my
SOS.
hands for that.
Okay, you use your hands. and
Because you've got to make quite big, lettering and stuff. The darker, the deeper stuff like that. So I do my best on that for the.
Now you understand this is a real desert island beach. The sand goes pretty deep. I'm not sure how you're going to make those
Well, I've
letters
never had to
stand
do
out.
it, so I would go a foot, little couple of feet maybe at best, However, I could do it as quickly as I could, basically.
Okay, so you can't.
'Cause
you dig
wait,
out SOS.
would
and
I
It's all the same
Want
colour.
to stay there, or would I be wanting to get off that island?
It's up to you. You can do whatever.
Okay,
In
well-
time, you might want it. There's a time limit. This game show, you survive
Well, then
6
if
months,
it's
you
a
win.
game show
if you get
that's-
off earlier, you get off earlier.
Well, then obviously, if I'm going in there to win, I wouldn't be writing SOS in there. So I'd scrap that,
Good point.
and I would go FAP. No, I would go and sort of walk around, see what I could see.
No, but the SOS stands. If you did that,
Well, it
and a
doesn't-
passerby who doesn't know about the game show picked you up, you win. Well done.
Yeah, but I don't win because you said 6 months or something, and it just
Or-
voids
no.
it, doesn't it? I lose. I just get chucked
If
off.
you get off the island earlier,
Mm.
then you win.
If I get off by my own hand,
Yeah.
let's say,
If the passerby
right.
sails
Okay,
past,
then let's say I've carved in my SOS, cut my
Okay.
feet deep.
utterly pointless. But yeah, go on.
Well, some may say so, but yeah, that's the first thing that I would do, I guess.
Okay, so you've drawn in the sand.
Mm.
What do you do next?
I would walk along the beach.
Taking in the scenery.
Yep, taking in all the scenery, and I would check.
You're
'Cause
still
at the
naked,
minute-
by the way.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of an issue, isn't it? But do I know that no one else is on that island? No human,
You know,
no nothing.
they've told you there could be surprises, but there's
There you go.
no
then
people.
see, I would basically think, what if there's shelter or something like that? So I'd walk up the beach, one of many, and I'd check for some form of shelter or something like that. You know, if there's surprises, then maybe there could be a little shack or something.
This
You
is
never
how he lives most of his life, actually. He always expects or assumes that the work has been done for him. Or he
know. No,
can-
well, you said surprises. I mean, if I'm going into it knowing that there's no one there, there's nothing.
They're not going to make it
absolutely
easy.
nothing.
Surprising, I meant they might have left I don't know.
A banana,
Yeah. But no, they'll be...
pair of pants,
Yeah, could be. A thong.
right?
Well,
Brilliant.
but yeah, no, I mean... anyway, surprises. It doesn't mean
Okay.
you...
I mean, to be honest, if I'm just getting in there, I would be curious as to what the hell is on there. So yeah, I would take a walk up the beach just to gauge and look where I'm at. You know.
To assess.
Yeah, got to assess your surroundings and see what I'm working with.
Okay, you do a full lap of the island. It's not that big.
Well,
it turns out
mountains
that's the
and
first
cliffs
surprise.
is pretty
first
big.
surprise.
And beaches of many.
So
Jesus.
okay, so an hour or two later, you've made it all the way round, and
Right. That's a
you're-
lot of walking. An hour or two later, yeah.
You know, and you've carved out a few more SOS signs that.
Well, then, yeah, maybe I've carved out a few more. Let's say I've carved out a few more.
And what happens is because they're all the lettering's all exactly the same colour as the surrounding sand, you just keep doing loops of this island carving out more because you don't know where the fuck you carved out the last one because
Well-
it's just sand.
The deeper you get, the darker it is, right?
It's fucking sand.
So I'm sure that I would see some, you know, I'm pretty sure I'd know where I fucking carved in. Do you know what I mean? Because you'd see it. You'd see it. I'm fairly
You
sure I'd
wouldn't.
see it. I
Okay.
fucking
So,
would.
all right. Okay. So you've assessed the island. You've written SOS. You know where the tide comes to now.
Mm.
The tides come in and yeah.
At this point, I would be interested in that fucking jungle.
Okay.
What the hell is in there is what I'd be thinking.
Yeah.
Because this is a bit of a weird island as it stands. So
So
what
you're
the
gonna-
hell is in there is what I'd
Okay.
be
So you're
thinking.
gonna go and have a look in there. Would you
Yeah.
feel like vulnerable being so your cock's out?
I would feel very vulnerable, yeah. There could be some fucking weird cock snatcher shit going on in there, just launching out at you, or could be traps as surprises. There could be bugs that you haven't seen or you
traps.
don't know.
So you think that the game show has set up traps?
Just
snare
little-
you. So there's you upside down, cock out. Just.
Well, you never know. They could be trying to make
Game
it
over.
difficult for you.
Well, yeah, it'd be
You know,
very
and
difficult.
so far it's been
if you're
pretty-
upside down
it's
with
been
your
made
cock
pretty
out.
difficult.
Okay, well, so you're in the jungle.
I would be going into the jungle and I'd be looking around for Any food, I guess.
Okay, and what types
Fruits.
of food?
I'd be sort of fruits, coconuts, anything that I could maybe climb to reach.
If you see some berries on a bush, do you just grab them and eat
I
them?
wouldn't do it because I don't know. I can't trust them.
Okay.
I wouldn't know if they're safe or if that's just another twist of the story.
Or bears pissed on them,
or they're gay or something. I don't know.
They're what?
It's gay berries. Because that's where it's going to be, isn't it? I say I take a berry and then it's fucking gay or something. It's got gay in it or something. It's just
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say
filled with fat sponges and shit.
No, but okay. So you've survived on this island for a couple of days now.
Right.
You've got your bearings. You're living off fruit and coconut milk, and then what you think you see something catches your eye. Something glinting in the sunlight.
It's not another dick, is it?
It is.
Oh,
it's another
surprise.
It's
surprise.
There's another guy there.
Oh, yeah.
Also naked, also with his cock out. It's much bigger than your cock.
Doubtful, but yeah.
and he, you make eye contact, and
we don't make eye contact.
He notices the moment
There's someone with a little shiner
look
out.
at
We
his
don't.
appendage, and anyway you wave, and you're gonna have to go talk to each other.
So
it's
we're
the
all
obvious
happy
thing to
and
do.
stuff, and just turns into, "Hello, mate," and suddenly we're carving SOS together.
But no, he wouldn't waste his time on such foolish
grabbing coconuts together.
No, but think of this: if you see him, and then how would that feel? Because you're both there, stark bollock naked, and you've got to have a normal conversation.
What has he chose to bring? What's he carrying?
What's he carrying? He's he's got a dead animal over this arm.
Right. So he's been to work then. He's seriously been to work.
He's got a bow and arrow, and which he's carved himself. And he's dragging a basket of berries behind him. He's weaved the basket himself.
Jesus.
And like I say, his cock's at least double the size of yours.
Never gonna happen.
It's not hard to do. And anyway, so he comes over to you, and he looks at you. He quickly assesses there's no threat, there's no danger.
He would think,
I'll snap this guy like a twig
if careful about this guy
if he tries to steal my shit. And but really, you have to speak to him, and you've both there, cocks out, elephant in the room. Well, one of them is
me. Yeah, I'd say. You've been busy there, haven't you, pal? Is what I'd say. Yeah, good day's catching, I see. Yeah, where'd you get all that from? Is what I'd say.
It's I've worked.
Because I'm just on the hunt now. You see, I
work for mine.
Yeah, no, I'd say, well,
when he's saying it like that with an attitude, he's saying I work.
Yeah, and I'd say, listen, mate, I'm out here working too. I've been getting coconuts and all sorts of shit out of these trees.
I've seen you from up on the cliff, fapping away like a little monkey. I works for mine. Now get the fuck out of my face. And stop looking at my huge cock.
Well, I would personally laugh, and then I would kick his face in, and I'd grab all of his catchings.
What if he said to you though? Imagine, okay, let's say this has been a few months. You've been on the island a few months, and you're starving. You're wasting away. Okay, honestly, you're struggling. You're struggling. Yeah, but you've got no strength. You've got no energy to do that.
I've always got strength.
But one thing you do have,
no fat,
is you've still got your lips. Your lips are intact. There's no dryness. There's, for some reason, your lips are fine, and they've caught this guy's eye.
See where this is.
They've caught his eye. You see him look, and he says he can see
the lips are just moving.
Can see you're desperate.
I don't want to move my face, but the lips go. No, just pull my face.
No, but he can see me. He can see you're in need and you're desperate, and he sees his chance, and he says, "You want some meat?" And you go,
I'd say I'd really have some of that wild boar.
Yeah, and he goes,
some of that bird, maybe.
He says, "You want this meat? First, you have to take this meat." And
why has he got an accent? Like, where's he from?
Well, I don't know where
like
he's
Nigerian or something.
I don't know where he's from. He's not Nigerian.
Right.
But he's got a cock like one, and he says, "You suck now, okay?" and he grabs.
It's like the worst accent that I've ever
He's
heard.
Russian. That was my Russian. And he
Right.
grabs the back of your hair, and you try to fight, but then you quickly realise you've wasted away, and you weren't strong to begin with, and now you've fucking like, it's you know, for him anyway. There's you pose no resistance, so he just pushes your head down, and you're trying to close your mouth, and it's rubbing on the end, and
Firstly, those lips would not be disrespecting me like that. And what I would do is I would say, listen, you're not coming anywhere near me.
yeah, but this is how you survive, isn't it? You have to use what you've got. You've got your
I've
supple
got
lips.
a lot. I've got a lot.
And
I would say, listen, firstly,
because you've
there's
been
no
bathing
having
those
no
lips
strength.
in coconut
There's no
oil
having no
every day.
strength. Let me just tell you that first of all. I would say, listen, I've got a ton of strength. I can just stand up now. Look, and then
But
I
you're
stand
saying,
up.
but you're saying it like this. Oh, I've got a ton of strength, and it's like grazing the end of his.
I don't care how the lips sound. If I'm standing, then I would say, listen.
You're not standing. He's forced you down to your knees.
Listen, I'll get you, and then I'll absolutely force him down, and I'll take his food. Is what I'll do. He's no threat to me. Russian, Nigerian, whatever he is.
So anyway,
His little welly.
so live on air, you sucked off a bloke for.
It would
for
never.
snacks.
It would never happen. It
No,
would
but
never
really,
happen.
if you'd been there months, and you were
If I'd been there for
starving-
months, I wouldn't be anywhere near that person.
You're
I would be on the other
starving.
many beaches that there are.
Yeah, but you don't. He's
Where I'm
he's-
having fun just with my coconuts and fruits, is what would happen.
You're the only fruit on that beach, mate.
Well, a lot of people think like that.
But you've just reminded me of something I was looking at today
Yep.
for this, in fact, and I'll bring it up now. And these are. Well, I'll tell you what it is if I can find it. And this is good. So, these are all
Jezebel.
sex acts, okay?
Oh, right. Okay.
But there's some of them you won't have heard of, okay? So I'll read you the first one. The first is the Kentucky. Sorry, it's disappeared.
Kentucky Fried Check.
No, it's not that. The Kentucky Klondike
Freezing
Bar.
in it? Yeah.
Have you got any ideas what that might be?
Not a clue.
No idea.
Not a clue.
Okay, well, it's the act of freezing a bowel movement. So you're having a shit and you pause, and then the other guy shoves
Woman,
his,
yeah.
or whatever, shoves their cock in you at that moment.
Well, if
Or
it's a
up the
woman,
arse.
she wouldn't have a cock. So
No,
nothing would
it
be
doesn't
going
matter.
in
No,
my
no, I don't think it doesn't say whether it's a man or a woman. This isn't.
Okay, so let's say you're having a shit,
Yeah.
and then you do the freeze, you do the hold, the tight hold, and then a man suddenly runs up, puts his dick in you, and
Yeah,
then...
that's called a Kentucky Klondike Bar.
Right, well...
Okay, so I'm just trying to like teach you some things you might know.
And you'd be happy with...
No, I wouldn't be happy
With
with
that?
any of it. But okay, and here's another one: the Panamanian
Oh.
Petting Zoo.
Oh,
What does that sound like?
sounds
It's a
a bit
sex
fruity.
act.
I've
Can you
got no
guess?
idea.
No,
I've got no idea
Petting
any
Zoo.
of these are.
No.
No.
Okay. Well, it's when one forces one's partner to pick the nuts and corn out of
Oh.
their shit,
That's gross.
and the partner then presents the nuts and corn in a cup or a dish, and then you scatter them on the bed, and then one of you eats them from the
Who the
bed.
hell is doing this sort of stuff?
People do it.
Mario.
People in Panamania, I can only presume.
But people in Panamania.
Okay, the Alabama Hot Pocket.
People in Panamania.
This is famous. Okay, do you know what this is?
What, say again?
The Alabama Hot Pocket. This is something you could try tonight. Okay.
Eat an Indian curry, and then on that the next day or whatever, when it gets all hot and spicy and burns the bums,
Yeah.
and then that becomes the hot pocket.
No. It's the art of separating the vagina lips and taking a shit inside,
Oh, what
And
the
then-
hell is that?
and then having sex with them afterwards.
That is foul.
But there's people into this shit, mate. There's people looking this up online.
Too right, there is.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, that is awful.
There was some others. What's the other one? A cold lunch. Any idea what that is?
No, all of these are like literally.
Yeah, these are all
foul
gross ones.
things.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine what that could be. I can't even imagine it being worse than what I've
It's
just
where
heard.
you throw up in someone's mouth.
Oh. If you had to choose
Yeah.
between the one that you just said
Yeah.
and the one before, which one would that be?
Well, I'd choose the one I just said because I would prefer to throw up
For
in
someone
someone's
doing
mouth.
it to you,
No,
let's say. What would you? If you had to choose one, this is funny.
Throw up in. Have someone
Would
throw
you have
up in my
someone
mouth.
throw up in your mouth,
Yeah.
or would you have someone open up your bum lips and then have them fuck you? Let's, let's see.
Puke away, my friend. Because these bum lips are closed for
Right.
business.
Well, that's
okay.
not what I've
here-
heard. Yeah. Anyway.
Let's see. This is a weird one. A Ken Bunkport surprise. So secretly, sneakily, the male fills his mouth to near bursting with New England clam chowder. Then, whilst going down on the woman, don't know how he's doing that when his mouth's near to bursting,
Just go.
he basically punches his cheeks together and blows it all inside the woman.
Jesus.
So,
There is some sick stuff out there.
let's see. There's so many.
Yeah.
A ball koozie. A ball koozie. Now,
Shit balls in a jacuzzi.
place your nuts in a bowl of warm water. Then have a girl
I get
put a straw into the bowl and blow bubbles under your balls.
That's funny. That's quite funny.
Try it out.
Yeah, I might have to try that.
Let's
Sounds
see.
quite funny.
Okay. And what was the other one? Felching.
Yeah, see, the
Have
thing
you heard
is,
that?
I
You've
have,
never heard.
but
You've heard
I-
that? Yeah.
I've heard of
Bet
it,
you
of
have.
course, people
You
saying it,
dirty
but I
bastard.
don't know what it is, though.
It's something like
I honestly don't know what it could be, but
coming in someone's arse and then sucking out the cum out of their arsehole or something.
That's rough, isn't it? That's terrible.
It's not ideal.
Oh,
I will
that's,
say
that's
that.
gross.
So yeah. Okay, I think we're ready to wrap this up. People are getting.
People are getting a bit
I'm-
disgusted. People are getting
I feel
disgusted
s-
here.
I feel sick. Okay, let me ask you one last thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine for a minute you're a father. Okay, and we'll role play this. Okay?
All right.
Your 15-year-old daughter that will be played by me will.
Naturally.
Well, I'll just do it. Let's just act it out.
Okay.
Okay,
But is
so-
what's the story?
You're gonna find out I'm pregnant.
Okay.
Okay. So, Dad, I've got to talk to you. I've got something really.
All right. Well, don't stress it, love. Just
No, but this, I think you're really gonna hit the roof when you hear about this.
nah. You know
When-
me.
when you-
No, come on.
No,
Take
Dad.
a seat. Do
When
you want tea?
When I don't know.
Any
I don't
biscuits?
remember. You keep your biscuits, Dad.
Yeah. All right.
The thing is,
Don't be shy. Yeah.
you remember my college fund, and you let me
Yeah.
borrow some of the money for breast enlargement surgery.
I remember lending you some money, but I never knew that they were for anything.
No,
like that
remember
at
you
15
because you
years
lent me
old.
the money for the breast enlargement surgery. We talked about it, and you
No,
came
I
to the doctor with me, and you approved, and you
No, sorry, I don't.
even
remember.
suggested I
No.
go a size up in the end if you remember.
No,
because of,
sorry.
no,
I don't
well,
recall that. I don't
you-
know who's doing that, but it was not me.
You don't like them anymore, Daddy?
Is there something you've got to say?
There is
here?
something.
Because
Well,
I don't know where this story's going.
well, the thing. Okay, well, Dad, the thing is,
Yeah.
I'm pregnant,
Um.
and yeah, I'm pregnant, and it's Tyreek's baby.
Tyreek. Sorry. Can you just back up there a little? Who is Tyreek? And what race is Tyreek? Of what nationality is Tyreek?
Tyreek is African American, Dad, and he's
Right.
He's
Well, me and Tyrese need to have a little chat.
It's
is what
not
I'm thinking.
Tyreek's dad. He doesn't. He gets very defensive about people saying that, and he's big and he's black, and he will sort you out if you say anything. So don't. I
We'll
don't want
get
that.
him round here because I want to have a little word with Tyrese or Tyreek.
Tyreek is my baby daddy, and we're gonna have this baby. We already made a mistake. We aborted one baby. We're not going to do that again.
I would say, listen, when have you been doing this?
This is the thing. You leave me to run amok and get up to my own devices with any black guy I so choose, and I'm pregnant, and Tyreek, he doesn't have a job. And he has his band and he's going to be famous. He's a rapper, Dad, and he's told me to come and talk to you about
Oh, has he?
to get
Has
some
he?
more money.
Well,
From my college fund. It's fine.
You want more money? Okay.
Because I'm not going to go to college. Tyreek says it's a waste of time.
Oh, does he?
And he says it's only going to keep us apart. And when he's going to have money coming in soon, because as soon as him and
Right. Well, how old is Tyreek? Can I just ask?
Tyreek asked me not to
Oh,
talk
did he?
about his age.
Did he? Well, get Tyreek around here, because I'd like to have a few words with Tyreek.
Tyreek says this is a family problem.
Oh, does he? Tyreek.
It's a
Well, the thing
family
is, he kind of will be family if he's
Well,
just
that's great.
spunking
Dad.
around.
I'm glad you're being accepting of all this.
No, there's no acceptance. Get Tyreek
Embracing
around here.
Tyreek.
Get Tyreek around here, because I'd like to have a little chat to Tyreek. Is what I'm saying. And give me your phone.
Tyreek's wife would be angry if I.
Tyreek's what?
I'm not his only baby mama, but I'm special. He did tell me I'm the special one, and
Listen, yeah, I would say, listen, 15-year-old kid, get back in your room. You're not having any baby.
you're gonna kill the baby, Dad. That's what you're telling
No,
me.
tomorrow we'll go down
You're
to the
gonna kill
doctors.
the baby,
Tomorrow we'll go
and
down
you're
to the
gonna kill the
doctors and we'll
baby
sort it out. There's no
because
more
the
Tyreek.
baby's black.
There's no more babies.
And you don't like black
There's
babies.
definitely no
you
more
never
black
have,
babies.
And you're gonna kill
There's
the
no
black
black babies. And if those are fake tits, I want them back, and I'm getting that money back. And tomorrow we're going to go down to the doctor and we're going to sort this mess out.
Well, Dad, it's your fault anyway. You got me these tits, and that's what Tyreek was into in the first place. So you've got to share some of the blame.
I would say get your face in your room. You're not going out ever again, and we will go down to the doctors tomorrow. First thing in the morning, mark my words. We will go down there. You're not having any black babies, and and you can tell Tyreek to fuck off.